Ferrari doing the Luce is like the most Ferrari thing these guys have done in like 20 years.
And what's the most Ferrari thing?
Because this whole company was actually built on the basis of refusing to build what everyone else is doing. But I think the one thing to keep in mind is that EVs have very completely different physics.
Why does it hold that if a car is electric, it has to be ugly?
Story time. A little bit of some story time here.
Everyone who's watching this video or who is a fan of this video has already seen the videos around Ferrari. And we know we are late to the party, but even for us to see something quite interesting. And you had your own personal story.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of personal stories. So last week I just came back from Cape Town. So obviously we're African, we're based in Africa and all of that. So it's very weird talking about Ferrari until you actually go to an African city and see a Ferrari shop and you're like, wow, we're so behind.
Since the last episode, we've just been discovering how poor
we are, man.
Poor we are.
It's sad.
We're blessed,
but it's actually crazy when I think about it, just our roads, bro. Like, I was even telling you, like, before the episode about how impractical it is to have a Ferrari here. I'm leaving work at, like, what?
As if you'd know.
1:30. I know, it really is, to be honest. But when I get to own one, something must have changed about the Kenyan roads, to be honest, to own it here. But I'm leaving work at 1:30. Tell me how.
AM.
1:30 AM.
For our viewers.
Yeah, 1:30 AM. Tell me how, in the middle of the heartland, the capital city of Nairobi, I drive in the middle of the night and I hit a pothole.
Which road is this?
Westlands. I could even state the road by name, but I don't know the name of the road itself. But just next to Riverside Drive here. Big, gaping, new pothole. I should add new because I've never seen it by there before.
New to you.
But bro, it was
or at least new at 1:30 AM in the morning.
New to me. But I got a flat after hitting a pothole. And, long story short, I ended up getting at home like at 4-5 AM in the morning because I had to tow my car with a flatbed.
Why don't you have a spare wheel? No.
Yes.
Why don't you have that's the first thing you get.
I should.
First off, I'm going to say it's not primarily your fault because it's manufacturers are trying to convince us that we don't need a spare wheel.
Yeah, first of all,
and when you're stuck in the middle of the night, your tire repair kit,
bro, it does not cut it. Especially when it's a slash.
When you put through the tire,
you put air in, it's out just as quickly as you put it in.
That's one of the things that, I mean, there are a lot of sins that this car industry has just waged against us, and we shall never forgive them. The first thing is those tires.
You're talking about tires. Me, I'm on the roads, but anyway, that's a political conversation, and I'm not.
You're in politics. Me, I'm sticking to the subject at hand.
I am very mad. So the funny thing is, I got my car towed to like a fixing place, right? And the following day, so the funny thing is, first of all, there was another car that also slept outside of the repair place that night on a flat tire as well. And then I was talking to the guys the next day. They're like, "Oh, this is common. Yeah, we're always repairing cars that are like tires that are slashed from potholes and bulges. People even get bulges, and like a bulge just damages your sidewall. So there's no way in which you can even repair. That's not even a puncture that's repairable on your tire." And I just kept thinking to myself, like, how bad actually is the state of our roads? Like when I think about it, and now it really contrasts quite heavily because now I just spent like quite some time in Cape Town, and then I came back and I'm like, oh yeah, we have quite some.
We're third world for a reason.
Quite some work to do. But anyway, I saw Ferrari shop, and that was the point, and it was pretty cool. And I feel like I saw the soul of Enzo Ferrari.
Yeah, and how much
to talk about?
And how much of that soul did you see in the new reveal of the Ferrari Luce?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted us to talk about.
Luce?
Actually, Luce. It's actually Luce, I think.
All our Italian viewers, all 5 of you can let us know.
all 5 of the 100.
It's actually quite ambitious to think that there are 5 of them.
But anyway, you had choice one.
I had choice. Okay. My opinion is the same as everyone else's. It's literally the exact same opinion that you've had on other videos before, which is why does it hold that if a car is electric, it has to be ugly? Like, why did Ferrari choose to go like full Mercedes on with this car? Like, why couldn't they just build a beautiful car? Okay, I understand, drag, mileage, blah blah, but I mean, there's a reason why people stick Ferrari posters on their wall. I had a Ferrari poster when I was young. My dad bought me one of these. He bought one of these calendars. I convinced him. I think we were in the supermarket that has each month has a car, and majority of them are just Ferraris because there's a reason you want one, and it's not drag coefficient. It's beauty.
So this whole thing about beauty being in the eyes of the beholder, and all 95%
That's
of
not
you
true.
guys
Like,
who are talking
beauty
about
is
this
objective.
guy is ugly and stuff. I mean, I disagree. I genuinely do. So me, my contrarian thought was this. First of all, I think Ferrari doing the Luce is like the most Ferrari thing these guys have done in like 20 years.
I know it's the most Ferrari thing.
Because this whole company was actually built on the basis of refusing to build what everyone else is building.
Is that true?
Yes. And so Ferrari set out to build a race car.
Yes, exactly.
But at the time, Toyota and Mercedes already
They build race cars.
And Fords, they were out trying to build utility cars for people to begin to use. He was like, no, I'm going to build a completely different kind of beast. Now, here's the thing. All the big supercar makers like Lamborghini, they're all scaling back from EVs.
Yes.
In fact, their strategy...
The entire car industry
is
scaling back from EVs.
The entire strategy right now is more like building hybrids and...
The Toyota way.
Edge cars. Yeah, the Toyota way.
Toyota was right all along.
Toyotanizing their whole car, their whole segment, but Ferrari decided to double down. Me, first of all, that was the first thing that I was like, okay, I was interested.
In an age where everyone is walking back.
Yeah, I'm just like, double down. Like, you need to have conviction, by the way, for some of these things and make bets that either fail or...
You've said that, and the first thing I've thought is, when Apple were announcing removing the headphone jack, and they're like, we did it for one reason. Courage.
The courage to move on, do something new that betters all of us.
Oh. and guess what?
We'll just slap that there.
And, call it what you may, but AirPods are like, all these, what's their headphones, whatever.
AirPods make more money for them
than like some
Spotify,
of the,
Netflix.
Yeah, than Spotify and Netflix alone. So in selling that hardware, in fact, I'd say maybe calling it courage is a proper marketing gimmick or something, but it's paid off like massively.
It has for them.
Yeah, it has. And at the end of the day, like they've really done it right by their
But does that mean that will pay off for Ferrari?
Now, those are the arguments that I would like to kind of get into. Now, the first thing is you are arguing about the design of it. But I think the one thing to keep in mind is that EVs have very completely different physics compared to like building a normal traditional supercar, which is optimized for air vents and drag and things to keep it down. First of all, EVs are talking about batteries on the floors. We're talking about no engines. We're talking about no gearboxes. If you actually read into like how they thought about the design and the building of this, they actually made it more true to what an EV needs to be. I think their approach, like making the sounds and the Luce is amplifying like the powertrain itself, like of the actual natural vibrations of a battery. Instead of like other EV makers who are trying to make
who make fake music. That is the second scene that we also won't forgive you guys for. Like they pump in the audio or make fake audio of engine noises.
No.
Into either EVs or even ICE engine cars. So, but you see, Dom, I think that's why I have to disagree with you. Like, it's not about them. Okay. Their job is not to stay true to what an EV is.
No.
Their job is to stay true to what a Ferrari is, or what the Ferrari is in the eyes of those who actually decide, which is the majority of.
No, here's also my second hot take about that. I don't think people who traditionally desire Ferraris would go for the Luce. I think it's a completely different class.
So they're trying to cover out a new market segment.
Yes.
So
they're new millionaires, new tech bros, new tech bro millionaires. The car is like what, $640,000.
People who are EV thinking. The kind of person who would buy an EV who has an EV as like the default choice. Correct. Is the kind of person they're to go for.
Exactly. And that's like, like 1,000 units maybe or in production that they're trying to target. They will sell those cars.
Do you
quite
know? Do you
convinced.
know who else tried to target a new market?
I see. I know where you're
Jaguar.
going with this. I know where you're going with this.
And
I mean, it's
we
Jaguar
also
is not
own-
Ferrari though.
Yeah, we
It's
also
not
have that
Jony
one.
Ive.
Okay, I agree. They were struggling. Jaguar was struggling before.
Uh-huh.
But you see, here's the question: we able to quantify the value of products that companies build. With regards to, hey, these guys have built a car worth $1 million and they've made 10 of them. That's the value they've put out into the market. But something that I think we're losing here is that the value of the car isn't purely what is at stake here. Isn't purely what the people who buy this car buy it for. There are cars that you buy that people you don't think about. You just think, I need utility, I need AB, therefore I can pick one out of a Civic or a Nissan Leaf or something. But the aspirations or the way that the brand that Ferrari has built for themselves isn't one of, we're just here to fulfill a need, or you're picking us because of the options that are out there. There's a perception that you have and that others have of you. In fact, I remember I was watching a video where this car review channel where someone said, Ferrari is the only car where people will see you and ask, what does this guy do? Right?
Okay.
Like you're not just saying something about the car you're driving, you're saying something about yourself that is imbued to you by the virtue of you driving this vehicle.
So
there's
it's an apple of cars.
Yes. So it's not just about what these new buyers, what they think of the car. It's rather, Ferrari represents what other people will think of the people who buy this car. And that's something that they are, in essence, going against. Because for everyone else who understands or who has a perception of what a Ferrari should be, that perception isn't changing anytime soon. So though you might be opening yourself up to new customers, the reason that they're buying, that the people will typically buy a Ferrari is not just, is for the other people who see this and identify, this guy is driving a Ferrari. Therefore, I'll have some opinion about it.
I disagree. I have two cars for you to consider that had faced such bad backlash because they were out of the mold of just like the supercars. So the first one is the Urus, Lamborghini,
The Urus,
and also Purosangue. Purosangue, the SUV.
the Purosangue.
It's still by Ferrari.
Yeah.
People clowned it as well, being an SUV coming from Ferrari. Don't you think it's the same thing, with a different mold? Maybe the design can be fixed, iteration number 2 or something of the sort, but Ferrari dipping their hands into like an EV enthusiast
The answer is no.
segment. I think it's quite interesting.
Because for the Purosangue, the Urus, and let me also add the Aston Martin DB9,
yeah,
there was a clear demand for SUVs from these manufacturers. Not SUVs, but CUVs, larger vehicles. I wouldn't say that there was someone who was asking for an electric Ferrari. I'd put those as being two different categories. And then
but
secondly,
people really asking for SUVs.
yeah, but secondly,
from the supercars.
the biggest reason people didn't want, the biggest backlash they got from the Purosangue for the Ferrari SUV is that they said they would not build SUVs. It's them going against their own word. Whereas here it's them going against what everyone knows a Ferrari is, or what makes them appealing. Even after they built it, people still said, yeah, it's different, but no one called it ugly. It's impractical, it's blah, 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 but there was that aspect of it's still living up to what you believe a Ferrari is.
Okay, fair enough. The Luce, I will not argue. It kind of does look like an Apple car, but I still find the concept exciting. I still do. I'm bullish. I know there's the 5% drop that happened on
No,
the
okay.
stock price.
Forget the stock price. That's okay.
Yeah, but I'm still...
That's just a matter of people's initial perceptions of it. You know, it could turn out to be a successful vehicle. I doubt, but
we'll see.
But
Time
we'll
will
see.
have to tell.
But then
Time will
now
have to
the
tell.
difference, the thing is that had me excited at first for the vehicle was the interior, and there are discussions with this car with Jony Ive's company, LoveFrom.
Oh yeah,
And
LoveFrom.
I'll be honest, the interior I really liked. Like that merging of physical and digital. I think they
was
did it
well
so
executed.
well.
Yeah.
So well. Like,
way better. It's not Tesla-fied. It's not...
Yes, I cannot emphasize just how much the third scene that the kind of says just stooped down to just drop like a hum on us. It's just screens everywhere.
Yeah.
Like when I was young, I wanted screens because you're like, you know,
It's cool.
It's cool. It felt futuristic. But then now everything is a screen. Like there are cars that you have to use the touch screen to open the glove box. And I'm looking at you, Tesla. Like we shall never forget Tesla because Tesla is the one who really made it okay. They normalized the idea of just having everything being a screen and a button. And I mean, we did an episode when I did the solo episode on this, and it's just so the idea that they're able to merge the digital and the physical together to create one harmonious feeling is truly amazing. Like for me, I thought.
What's your take on the fact that it's a 5-seater as well?
I don't have opinions on that. They've done 5-seaters. So, 4-seaters before.
So your take is everything on the inside is good.
Yes.
Everything on the outside is horrendous.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can live with that.
You know what you can't live with? The Ferrari Luce. Yeah.
Anyway.
As if you can even buy one.
You know
but
what?
with your
Back
help,
to the roads.
once you subscribe, help us on our road to
achieve
10
his
million
Ferrari
subs.
dream.
And we shall surely test that vehicle. I'll test, in fact, for my viewers and my viewers alone, I'll test all Ferraris.
Yeah. We should go down to Cape Town sometime.
Why would I travel across the world to feel poor?
Trust me.
I'm happy with the Toyotas and the Subarus.
Holding it down.
They're the real OGs.
But before we finish, we wanted to talk about SpaceX.
Yes.
Now, first of all, there was a comment saying that we're only talking about Western companies. You had choice words.
I mean, it's true.
Before we start talking about Western companies again.
Please drop down any local news stories that you think are worth covering. We are very open. I think our best videos, 2 of our best videos, to be honest, are more local.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it's just in the nature of us while speaking about technology. Technology is a winner-take-all game. And so what that means is that eventually everything filters towards US, China, the big players. And so, when you talk, like, for example, we've just been talking about LLMs.
Yeah.
There isn't much in terms of AI happening locally.
Well, I'd even say,
except application of what has been built.
It's crazy. Like, even being in, like, startups and being venture-backed, funding is now turning more inward. First of all, like, in fact, like, SF again is pulling away all VC funding, going back into AI-driven firms, AI startups, and so on and so forth. Now we do have, offshoots of everyone doing AI outside of the valley, of course, but those are like fringe cases.
They're edge cases.
Edge cases spread across the rest of the globe. They're really, truly guys who are like on the bleeding edge, are close to these research labs. They are doing crazy research papers. And those are things that we're actually genuinely as well interested in.
Yes.
So, number one, the show by default will gravitate towards the topics that
towards the most interesting, which tends to be the on the highest ends.
On the bleeding edge of like things that we interact with, things that we really actually enjoy getting deep into. But number two, we are interested in local stuff, but we are trying not to be a political show. And I'll say that is the honest truth.
Here at Admin Access, we truly believe that during recording, our phones need to be on silent. We always announce, and for the 5th time running, Dominic has to, like, we should have a counter for how many episodes we've gone without you having your phone on silent. But
I even put it's the watch and the machine, of course.
Kill say what?
What? Got him! We got him! Guilty!
So, SpaceX, they are gearing up to do a $2 trillion IPO. Largest in history.
Think about $2 trillion, bro. You know what that means?
I'm pretty sure my mind can't fathom.
Yeah, our country's GDP is our annual budget as a country is like what? 2-3 trillion Kenyan shillings.
So they want enough money to run.
They're raising at a valuation that could run this country for, well, at this current rate, maybe 1,000 years.
Ours is trillion in Kenya shillings.
In Kenya shillings.
Not in dollars.
Well, no,
so that's
100 years, give or take. A century. of running this.
Now you know why we talk about more of the rest
No,
of
we come on now. Man.
It's simply a matter of scale. But as I was reading through their plans to go IPO, there are a few things that I started thinking about, and the chief one being Elon has to be one very big. Like these guys, the financial jujitsu that the guy is doing, I think is another level because he's bundled 3 companies into one, right? SpaceX going to space, XAI, and
what's the
internet.
But that's SpaceX.
No. Space exploration. Then satellite coverage,
With
connectivity.
with Nini Starlink.
Starlink.
No, but Starlink is a SpaceX division.
They are, but they are seen as separate entities, divisions of the same business. And that's important because of how much they all bring. XAI brings nothing, or at least, and remember, XAI owns X.
XAI.
So we're really talking about
Let
Twitter
me just say XAI.
as a bundle.
XAI was bringing nothing until we found out the S1 filings for SpaceX. And I'll talk about that with Colossus and all that stuff. Quite interesting. But anyway,
And then we have SpaceX, space exploration, relatively profitable. But by far the largest income bringing is Starlink.
Okay.
I think they had, was it like 10 million subscribers?
Ooh.
At $60 to $120 a month.
That's really
so
good.
they're bringing. But then the most interesting part as well is that what they expect to be the largest income earner is none of those 3.
Yeah.
The largest income earner is the enterprise solutions, which is I believe to bring AI and computing through space data centers to
space data centers,
and as well as of course things such as military contracts and all that. And it's like this is very incoherent. Yeah. At least from my opinion, I feel like Elon is hitting us with just a lot of things going, some good, some bad.
Yeah,
he's
hit us.
Yes,
like
it's like, hey,
I don't even know.
Yeah, I have all these things going.
Yeah,
surely one of them is gonna succeed. But the only way you're gonna find out is by taking part in all of them. You have to participate in all of them. So you, as a retail investor who thinks perhaps you only care for space exploration, you think it's really cool and you think it's gonna make money. Well, you're out of luck because you have to invest in the AI.
We come as a package.
We are a package deal. And I don't know what you think about that because, again, if the projection for what they're going to earn the most isn't even from their existing business. So basically, they're saying you're buying the SpaceX brand or the Elon brand, if you're truly being honest, that I can bring in much more value than you can tell from looking at any one of these 2 individually.
That right there is precisely Elon equity. And I've told you, I think we've talked about this before. I think I was more interested in a couple of things. So, these guys built Grok by XAI to compete with the frontier models. But it had significantly way less demand. For Grok to catch up...
Except for Grok, is this true?
Yeah. Okay, but for Grok to catch up, we built the biggest supercomputer cluster. That's Colossus 1, and then now Colossus 2. And the funny thing is that the best frontier models, guys like Claude and OpenAI, the biggest gap they have is actually compute. Like hardware.
They have to buy compute from someone else.
They have to buy compute from third parties. And I was telling you this before the show. Like, I'm reading a book called The Fall of Civilizations right now by some guy called Paul Cooper. The interesting civilization I'm in right now is the Angkor, the Khmer people. These guys,
the people of Cambodia,
they are the largest pre-industrial civilization before industrialization really hit, around maybe from the 12th to around the 15th century. And the thing that they did really, really well was build massive infrastructure that could even support life for like 1 million people. And that was mostly through waterways, very sophisticated canal systems and barrays and things like that. The only reason they died was because of how big they became. The fragility to be able to maintain the infrastructure that they'd put up together or that they'd built was actually the reason, because now monsoons started hitting them and like a lot of weather things that just made the whole civilization die. So they did not really die. People just abandoned the cities because it was unsustainable to run at that scale. And I keep thinking about that civilization against what we're coming up. When you, at the heart of it, think about the biggest limitation to the next to Mythos being public, for instance, and Claude and OpenAI, it's compute. Now, Elon didn't set out to, I mean, he just thought about it first principles. I want to compete with these guys. I just need to have the biggest compute muscle. Start hogging all the NVIDIA GPUs. All the clusters were mostly secure all the big contracts that give you the clusters, build Colossus. But maybe Grok didn't take a lot of adoption. But what did we find out with the S1 filings? Claude actually pays like $1.25 billion per month to XAI to just run on their previous history of like supercomputers, Colossus 1.
And that would also speak to a company like Google,
exactly,
who are owning the stack, not just the clusters,
not
but
just
even
the
chips.
And you see, in my opinion, that is a winning bet. That is a winning horse you can always rely on. The reason why SpaceX will win is, number one, if their bet on space is true, bro, they're the ones controlling the logistics to space. What did you see?
What's their bet on space?
Let me tell you what makes them even more valuable. Did you see the blow up that happened with Blue Origin? Like
Bezos, the Bezos rockets.
Doing rockets is hard. These guys have been in the game for 2 decades. Multiple blowouts. He's been taking bets on this when it was not even a popular thing to do.
Yeah.
When literally building rockets was not popular. Now, stumbling onto Starlink was a byproduct of just being the first in the game. Like, you're the one who's literally mass-produced logistics into space at a massive level. Now, when we talk about securing frontier real estate on the moon, there's only one company that's literally best poised to take
and that's
that.
SpaceX.
And that's SpaceX.
And is the bet here that computation on the moon is going to be much cheaper?
No.
Why do you want to move computation to?
I think for me, the bet here is the vastness of opportunity that they can be able to literally wield is just massive. Just because they own a stack that nobody else is competing with them at. The reason why they're winning now the reason why XAI can still, they're making from a contract with Claude more than what they're making on the rocket business right now at this particular point. Can you say they saw that like 5 years ago? Nah, they did not. In fact, even right now, I think Elon was tweeting how, by the way, I know the S1 says that it's like a 3-year contract, but we're actually talking about 6 months. Because if we need demand, we'll actually tell Claude.
Guys to kick rocks.
Or also keeping that flexibility for other guys who want to run on their clusters. So when you own the vertical stack, you make yourself such a difficult person to bet against. Now, I am not talking about data centers in the moon being the most popular thing. Maybe they will be in the next 2 decades, give or take. But I'm also thinking, I think I did a solo episode as well
about
on
SpaceX.
And on just like the opportunities for low Earth orbit, geosynchronous orbit, and also real estate on the moon and what that actually means. The amount of raw material that we could do there, the amount of energy, like it costs us way less because of the gravity on the moon to send and dispatch things off the moon base as it would just by physics itself, sending it from the Earth. There's certain things that you can't beat physics-wise speaking, and SpaceX is poised to actually like really, really take on a lot of those opportunities. And for me, that's the real value of the Elon.
Then let me ask you a question. Is the valuation they're chasing, do you believe that's truly the value of the company? Will they live up to it, or do you see it dropping? Sorry.
Yeah, I think there'll be massive failures, but the fact that they're a package deal is what makes it more secure for me.
Okay.
I think maybe 2 of their 5 bets are moonshots. Actually, I think all their bets are moonshots. But 2 will win, and they will be...
And that's all they need.
And that's all they need. That is everything they need. And for me, if those 2 win, the valuation is actually massively underplayed right now. Which is a crazy thing to say.
It is a crazy thing to say.
Because already it feels like, how are you IPOing on like $1 trillion, like 1.25 plus, right? I think it's a crazy thing to say. But also it goes down to, and I've been thinking about this very deeply, like even in the context of being a builder on this continent. Like dreams are actually genuinely free. like dreams are actually genuinely free. As in just be crazy enough to paint a vision of a possible future that people could live in, and just be bold enough to go at it and keep going at it.
Or be Elon.
Like as in, how do you make multiple billion, forget that, $1 trillion bets?
Yeah.
That is a really, really difficult thing to do, especially in a world that's skeptical, in a world that everyone is just taking bets against the next startups. Man, like, hats off to builders, man.
It could
Hats
also
off to builders.
it could also speak to the level of speculation, especially in the US market, though. How much of the movement and productivity gains are driven by the speculation of what could be earned. How much, like, a lot of these companies, they're not just riding off the value they create, but the value they're expected to create in the next 10, 20, 50 years.
That's the literally quintessential definition of what a stock market is.
No, but you see, for like, maybe I'm projecting, but I look everywhere else, and our question is, how much are you earning now? How much? It's like, I'm assuming right now is your peak.
But let me tell you, the reality, the true reality of that is, it's not in a silo.
Yeah.
Companies that are valued in, let's say, stock markets in Nairobi versus companies that are valued in a stock market like the US, and not even all companies in the stock market in the US, they're all perceived very differently because of where they are playing, and what they're playing in.
That addressable
So
market is different.
if you're let me say, you're an infrastructure builder, you're a cement company, the biggest ideal or ambition that you have for a continental play, let's say, is something like energy independence. Does it really tickle your fancy? I don't know. Even, I watched that Artemis 2 flight of people being sent back to the moon, and I was just truly blown away. I think to this day I still have screenshots of, like, seeing people go to the moon. Like, it's a domain that we actually are not meant to thrive.
Yeah.
And I was actually just thinking, this guy is probably mad to think that the mission of SpaceX, as it were, is to make human beings, or the human species, are multiplanetary.
And to have thought of that in his time.
Yeah.
Not now, when it's a bit more palatable.
Like, bro, there are scales to dreamers, for real. And I was just thinking about it. When you have a glimpse of something that might make this true, if it works, that changes the whole dynamic. And I think the thing about Elon is that he's proven that over and over and over again. So even if we can't really price that equity, guys are like, many people promise things, but this guy promises things that he gets super close to delivering. Might not be true.
Yeah, he may not deliver on what he said he is, but even to get to 80%, at the scale of that ambition, is like the idea of, hey, was it 2002 or something, I'm going to build an electric car and it's going to be mass market.
Yeah.
Like, in that time, to even achieve 70% of that is crazy enough. But not to get it to the point where
it's now
Tesla has, let's be
Ferrari
honest,
is doing an
yes,
EV.
you've made everyone else in the market change their strategies. So yeah, I think that's true. That's something, as you said, that's the Elon equity. So we'll see whether it lives up to reality.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very bullish, and
You're
I know
bullish.
we have guys here as well building.
Do let
stuff
us know
like
what
that.
you think.
Yeah.
Do you think it's overvalued? Do you think it makes sense? Are you just in the Elon hype train, as most of us are?
No, me.
You're the hype train.
Maybe on the SpaceX hype train.
You're on the SpaceX.
I'm actually gonna buy. I'm genuinely gonna. And then just
This is not financial advice.
Oh yeah, not financial.
He's willing to YOLO his savings on Elon,
As I do on crypto.
as he did on crypto. So
We're still here.
yes.
Anyway,
Thank you for
Need to fight
watching
another
us
day.
struggle for 40 minutes. If you like the content, please like, subscribe. For those unsubscribing, don't forget to hit unsubscribe. Sorry, don't forget to hit confirm.
There's no confirm button, but
There's no
I checked.
confirm?
Yeah,
It just
one click and subscribe.
one click.
Yeah, done.
But thank you for joining us for the ride. We'll see you on the next episode.
All right. Cheers.